Yeah, it will work for 5 seconds.
No, it's
You're
pretty.
live.
I know, but it will
Okay,
work.
well then I'll check that tonight.
Hi, we'd like to welcome you to Wednesday celebration with Fabric Chicks. We have a guest speaker today. She's going to do some amazing demos. We're just going to wait a second for you guys to comment where you're from and all that good stuff while people log on. And Carolina's getting ready. Yeah. So you just were at Quilt Market, right?
I was just at Quilt Market, yeah.
So I am so glad you joined us because that's a lot. I didn't realize you were just there. So thank you. We got Linda Lehman and Linda Meyer, Betsy, Joyce. I think Betsy's from the furthest away. Well, Cindy's probably Iowa, Arizona. Hey, Claire and Jane and June, welcome. So we have a super fun event planned for today. So pay attention. Maybe go get a drink right now before it starts because you're not going to want to miss anything. All right. So we've got quite a few on. If you want to just go ahead and introduce yourself, I'm just going to turn it right over to you. If they type in any questions, I'll ask you. But we're pretty laid back. Oh, poor Phyllis. She let her cat scratch her hand so she wouldn't have to come in and write down the orders. She'll do anything to get out of work, huh, Phyllis? All right. So
me too, Phyllis. Me too.
Well, I don't know. You showed up today. That's pretty impressive after Quilt Market.
Well, who needs sleep, right?
So. I know. That's what I say. You can do it when you're dead.
Right. Yeah, it's been a busy month because I got to see you at the beginning of the month and hang out. And then I went to Quilt Market and now I'm back home and, being a mom and doing all the things. And so my name is Carolina Moore. I'm a quilt pattern designer and notion inventor. I live in San Diego, California. And I got to meet Beth earlier this month up at the Pacific International Quilt Festival. So that was a really, really fun weekend hanging out with her and her team. And now she invited me to come hang out with y'all. So that's super fun. I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been working on. Hopefully you enjoy them as well. And I think we can just jump into it. I know that Beth told some folks to get a drink. So I don't know how big y'all's houses are and how far away those drinks are. For me, it's just like right there because San Diego houses aren't very big. So we're going to start by talking about the Spot on Dot. The Spot on Dot is a set of magnifying lenses that look like this. And what they do is you stick them on your ruler so that you can see the lines in the fabric better. This is actually a notion that I invented 2 years ago. And it comes as a set of 2 in a little box like this. It comes a set of 2 as a small and a big. And you put them on your ruler to be able to see your lines. I'm going to go ahead and pop this screen down a little bit so that you can see. There we go, what I'm doing. While I show you how all these different fun things work. Let me get you out of the way. So I'm now 42. I've been quilting since I was 12. But no one told me that as soon as I turned 40, my eyes were just going to say, yep, you've had a couple good years. Enough with you. So these magnifying lenses, I stick them right on the ruler and they stick right on there. And what they do is they allow you to see where you're lining up your fabric. So let me see if I can scoot you a little closer at all. There we go. There we go. So you put these magnifying lenses right on and you can line up your fabric better so you can see what you're doing. Now, one of my major frustrations also with cutting fabric is I don't know how many of y'all make half square triangle quilts. Half square triangle quilts used to drive me crazy because it was always the smallest mark on the ruler that's that 7/8 inch mark. And it's that 7/8 inch mark that we need to cut all of our squares for half square triangles. Well, I don't know if you noticed this crazy ruler that I was demoing this on. And this is the 7/8 inch ruler. So instead of my numbers here being at, hold on, here we go, being at 1 inch 2 inch, 3 inch. They're at 7/8, 1 7/8, 2 7/8, 3 7/8, 4 7/8. So my biggest line on this ruler is always my 7/8 inch line. So if you make any half square triangle quilts, this is the 7/8 inch ruler, and it is perfect for all of your half square triangle quilts. So there we go. Spot on dot, 7/8 inch ruler. Let me know if anyone has any questions. I'm going to pop on right into the second notion that I invented. This one came out just at the beginning of the summer. This is called the box bag template. And I don't know how many of y'all make bags, but this is designed for cutting the boxed corners on your bags. So I'm going to grab my other ruler from over here. It used to be that if you're cutting a boxed corner, let's see, on your bag, say we're cutting a 2-inch corner, we're going to line this up at 2 inches and 2 inches, and we're going to go ahead and cut in to our fabric. And we have to cut in twice. So I'm cutting in once. I'm going to cut in a second time on the other side. And this gives me 2 chances to cut too far and completely ruin my fabric. So sure enough, I didn't cut far enough, which means my options are to either just kind of do my best here to cut it with my rotary cutter and again have another chance at ruining this, or just go grab my little snips, which I'm usually too lazy to go find, and cut it out that way. So this is the way we've been doing it forever, and I didn't like that because if this fabric has any kind of fussy cut on it, or if I free motion quilted this, if I'm cutting this and I cut too far, I've ruined my fabric. And even if the fabric isn't super special, I mean, fabric's not cheap. We don't want to just go around messing up our fabric, right? So this is the box bag template. We can put it right on here. I'm lining it up with the fabric. My batting behind here is a little bigger. You can do it on 1 layer of fabric, 2 layers of fabric, a layer of fabric and a layer of batting, a layer of fabric and a layer of fusible fleece. It'll cut through all those layers. And when I cut in, it has these magical little teardrop shapes here. So as I cut that, it cuts it perfect every single time, and it doesn't cut that too far. So no worrying about overcutting and ruining your fabric when you're cutting those box corners with the box bag template. It cuts as small as a 1/2 inch all the way up to 4 inches, and every size in between at 1/2 inch increments. So any of your existing bag patterns you can make with the box bag template. But of course, I have patterns that I'm going to show you in a second that go with this. I want to show you first, though, these other 2 parts of the ruler. So this curve and this dart right here. So let me grab another piece of fabric.
And I'm just going to say real quick, we do have all the notions that are being shown. We do have them. And I'm not sure if you want me to show them with their numbers so you can type that into this, what you want, like we normally do. If you want me to show them as she's going, girls, or if you want me to show them all at the end so we don't interrupt what she's demoing. So just type in and let us know what's going to work best for you guys.
Yeah, because I'm super interruptible. It's totally fine.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
So we've done the spot on dot so far. So Beth, I don't know what number you have for spot on dot.
And the spot on dot for the 2 is S05 for $16. And then if you just want the 1 count, it's S04 for $9.
You can get just the little one for $9 or the set for $16.
Yes. Yep.
There we go. And then I already showed the 7/8 inch ruler.
And that one is S09 for $22. S09 for $22. And then we'll go over all of these again at the end so we don't keep Carolina too long.
That's okay. I get to hang out with quilters, right? That's fun.
That's true. But it's kind of like you're hanging out by yourself when you're doing these lives.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about this curve right here. Lots of people, especially me before, I'd have my favorite plate that was in my sewing room if I ever wanted to cut a curve. This curve is perfect for using your regular 45 millimeter rotary cutter and being able to cut a curve. So this curve is perfect for all kinds of things. It's perfect for curving the corners of quilts, placemats, table runners, baby bibs. Any project, you can just cut the curve right off. And it's super simple to do. You can put that favorite plate right back in the kitchen. And now you have a ruler that does the perfect curve. You can see it doesn't really cut off very much, so you don't lose really any of your project when making this curve. And if you're someone who already sews with a bias binding, you can sew a bias binding on a curve faster than you can bind a corner, because if you're bias binding a curve, you just zoop all the way around. But when you bind a corner, you go up to the corner, and you have to do your flippy back and forth, and then just sew up to there and flippy back and forth and lift up your presser foot and turn the whole project around and then go the other way. And so much easier when you're binding around a curve. So if you don't really like binding, you just bind around your curve and you're done super fast. It also looks fancier, but you're being lazy. And getting extra credit for being lazy is absolutely my favorite way to quilt. Now I'm going to take this fabric, and I've curved all my 4 corners. I'm going to fold this, and that's going to give me a crease. I'm lining up this 45-degree midline on that crease, and I think I'm going to do, I'll do a 2.5 inch. So I'm going to do a 2.5 inch dart on here. This has those same little extensions, those little teardrops that make it perfect for cutting through all the layers perfectly without overcutting. I can do the same thing on the other side. And I don't know if y'all can already tell what this is going to be. Go ahead and pop in the comments if you've made one of these before. Can anyone see it?
Nobody's commenting yet. But did
no
you
one
used
knows
to
yet.
live? Barb wants to know if you used to live in Las Vegas. Did you teach at Quiltique maybe?
I worked at Quiltique for a couple of years. I did their marketing and special events before I had my son, my youngest. So that was good memory. That was a decade ago that I worked at Quiltique. Yeah.
Okay, well, Barb took classes from you way back when. So
yeah, I used to teach.
Bowl cozy, micro bowl cozy.
Yep. Okay. If people are seeing it, this is the bowl cozy. So I'm going to finish cutting this last one. So I have done, oops, there we go. I've done curves on all 4 sides. I've done darts on all 4 sides. And this is the shape that makes a bowl cozy. So all you have to do is sew those darts, make 2 of them, put them together, and you have a bowl cozy. When I designed this template, I was designing a bag template. I wanted it to be easy to do boxed corners, and I wanted to be able to do darted corners on the bottoms of bags. So this bag right here has darted corners, which gives it just a different shape than a boxed corner. And I didn't realize that when making a box bag template, I was also making the most stellar bowl cozy template, because you can curve all your corners for your bowl cozies. Bowl cozies that have curved corners come together way faster than the pointed corner ones, because just like we were talking about with binding, you just zip all the way around that curve when you're sewing. You don't have to go up and then turn and go the other way. You don't have to clip your corner. You don't have to worry about poking out that corner to make like a nice sharp corner. You have this really pretty curve, so it looks fancier and is easier. So curves on the corners, my favorite with bowl cozies. So it has that curve, but it also has the ability to make your darts at any size from 1/2 inch all the way up to 3.5 inches. So that means you can't just make bowl cozies. You can also make plate cozies and small bowl cozies and big bowl cozies and casserole cozies. You can cozy anything in your kitchen, because all a bowl cozy is the size that you cut your square and the size that you cut your dart. And all y'all already know how to cut your squares any size you want. So now I'm letting you cut your darts any size you want, and you can make any cozies. There was a woman who was asking about fiesta wear. This pattern is a little small for her fiesta wear, so no problem. She can now make a bowl cozy to fit her fiesta wear, whatever size her bowls are. So we're going to talk about some patterns. I'll start with the one that it comes with. This is the instruction sheet that comes with a box bag template. And the instruction sheet has instructions right here to show you how to box your corners, curve your corners, and dart the corners. And then it has a full pattern for making a zipper pouch right in here as well. So you have a whole pattern already right with the box bag template. And then when I launched it with 5 patterns, and I've added 4 more. So we have a total of 9 patterns now that all are for the box bag template. So we have the canvas tote. This one has, so all of these patterns have no buttons, zippers, or snaps. This one also doesn't use any kind of interfacing. It just is canvas. And you can also use denim or like a heavyweight linen. Any kind of heavyweight decor weight kind of fabric will work for the canvas tote. This is the roomy stocking. It's one of the new ones. It has curves and darts all the way around. And so that gives it more bulk to it. So you don't have to try to shove those bigger gifts down into the stocking. They will fit into there. Like you can fit an orange right down there. This is the cell phone stand. Super cute and simple. This one also has no interfacing at all. So it's just the fabric. And then you use poly pellets in there to give it the weight and stability. This one has been a bestseller. It's only been out for 2 months. This is the gift bag. So this is fully lined. And when I designed this, one of the frustrations when you're making a bag is if you have a different fabric on the inside and outside, you don't want that peekaboo on the top. So this gift bag was designed with the outside fabric a little bigger than the inside fabric. So this outside actually tucks down a little bit into the inside. And that gives some stability around the top because this one does use an interfacing. And it also hides any of that seam. So if you're not perfect in sewing, like I'm not perfect in sewing, no one will know. It's all hidden right in there. This one is the sewing machine cover. And this fits, let's see, I wrote it on the back. It has sewing machines up to 17-inch wide, 8 inches deep, and 13 inches tall. And all these patterns are so simple. The instructions fit on the back of a postcard, by the way. I don't think I showed you that on any of these ones. So super, super simple instructions that all just fit on the back of a postcard. So that was a sewing machine cover. This one, drawstring pouch. This one uses some ribbon, but also no interfacing at all on this one. Again, another simple pattern. This is the bowl cozy. So that's what I was showing you. And then once you have this bowl cozy pattern, you have the instructions for how to make it. And then you just figure out your sizes for your squares and the sizes for your darts if you want to make it a different size. This simple basket is made using that foam interfacing. So it stands up, and I have a sample of that one actually right here. So it just stands up and you can put whatever you want just in there. So that's a simple basket. And then the last one is the wine bag. It also uses some of that foam interfacing, but just in the handle. The rest is all fabric. And this is perfect for all those holiday parties that we finally get to go to again, right? Everyone's going to be hosting holiday parties this year because we miss hanging out. So those are all the patterns for the box bag template. But once you know how, like just like with the bowl cozy, once you know how to, what size you want to cut your squares and what size you want to cut your darts, you can go wild with it. This little zipper pouch right here, I boxed the corners on the bottom. And then I made this exact same zippered pouch, but instead of doing big box corners like this, I did curved and darted corners. And so you get completely different shape. And then this is also curved and darted corners, but this one is bigger. So once you get the basics, you just make them any size, all different sizes. And of course, all the zipper pouches are great gifts. All right, did we have any questions as I'm
nope, they're just saying they love the multi-use ruler. Can you show the rulers again, please, and the magnifying glass? Because Rondi showed up to class late.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Okay, this time, Rondi, you
right.
should know. Mark your cell phone so it sets an alarm 10 minutes early, so you have time to go to the bathroom and get a drink.
So I'm putting just a light colored fabric behind it so you can see it a little better. So this is the box bag template. And did you give the number for this one yet, Beth?
The box bag template is S42 and it's $23. S42 and it's $23.
And then this is the first one that we showed. These are the spot on dots.
And that one is S05 for $16 for the set of two. And if you want just one, it's S04 for $9.
And then we talked about the 7/8 inch ruler, which is perfect for all your half square triangle quilts because now you can actually cut on the 7/8 without having to find the smallest line because they went ahead and made the 7/8 the biggest line. But you can still, like, look how much that magnifies. It blows me away every time with these little spot on dots. They stick right on there. So that was a 7/8 ruler. Okay, so we're caught up. And I'm going to show you my favorite ruler that I didn't invent. It's my favorite specialty quilting ruler. And that is the Strippy Star ruler. Let me move some things out of the way so I can get a little closer. Okay, here we go. So this is the Strippy Star ruler. It's designed by Deb Heatherly. And it is this tiny little thing. It kind of looks like it could be a weapon. I can't recommend that because, you know, there's probably like legal if I do. So I'm not recommending that, but I'm just saying if someone uses your fabric scissors for paper, here you go. So that's not what it was designed for, though. What it was designed for was to make 9 patch star blocks. So that's what I have here. I have a 9 patch star block. So when I pulled this out, this looked a little different to you. Well, it is a little different. We're used to star blocks that have half square triangles in the corners. And this doesn't. This, or I guess in the middles, right? This is a square. So it has these kind of elongated triangles. And these are actually strip pieced. So because it's a 9 patch, it has less seams. That makes it faster. Because it's strip pieced, and I'm going to show you how that works, that makes it faster. And then also, anyone who's got eagle eyes will have noticed that my seam allowance here is much more generous than a 1/4 inch. So this has extra seam allowance. This star is going to float in the finished project, so I won't lose my star points. So it's faster because it's a 9 patch. It's faster because it's strip pieced, and I don't sew perfectly, I won't lose my star points. So it's faster and more perfect. I'm going to grab a sample for you that I've got over here. Here we go. Because this little ruler will make 9 patch star blocks as small as 3 inches finished, all the way up to 13.5 inches finished, and every size in between at 1.5 inch increments. And that's a lot of words. So of course I had to have a sample for you. So as small as 3 inches finished. And they keep going bigger and bigger and bigger, all the way up to your big 13.5 inch. So this is 13.5 inches, 12 inches, 10.5 inches. And you can see at every size, I didn't lose any of my star points. All of my star points are there at every size because they are designed to be floating stars. So this ruler is the coolest thing. I think it's cooler, even cooler than sliced bread. I can slice my own bread, but making star points that don't disappear, okay, that's magic. So we're going to, let me start with the instructions for making this are actually right here. Let me put it right side up. They're right here on the ruler. So Creative Grids has a set of instructions that come with it, and you can read that, or you can, lose them like I usually do. Creative Grids and I both actually have YouTube videos that'll show you how to use it, but also everything you need to make a star block is right on the ruler. I'm going to make a 12-inch finished block. And so for a 12-inch finished block, each of my 9 patch squares needs to finish at 4 inches, right? Because 4 inches, then 8 inches, then 12 inches. So 3 4-inch blocks is going to make my 9 patch. I need to cut them at 4.5 inches. And my strip for strip piecing the points needs to be 2.5 inches. So my instructions right there on the ruler. I've already cut all my pieces, and I'm going to start with one of my 4.5 inch squares. I'm just going to line up my ruler right on there. And then you take your pen, and I don't have a pen here, but I have already drawn my lines. So you would just take your pen and draw your lines right here. So you have your lines on here. Now, you don't want to use a friction pen to draw these lines, because if you use a friction pen, you're going to be sad later when we iron this and you lose one of your lines. So I often use a mechanical pencil, but there are lots of other fabric marking pen options that are not a friction pen. So once we have our line drawn on there, we're going to grab our strip and we're going to line these up on the strip. And we're going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way down. Here, I'll turn this so it's facing you. So you're going to start up here and sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around, all the way down. And what I mean by a 1/4 inch seam allowance is, I'm use my little scissors for pointing here, from the edge of this strip fabric to this line, that distance should be about a 1/4 inch. So if you just line it up at the top here, and then this is way too much, so I'm going to scooch it in on the bottom. It does not have to be perfect. You just want it pretty close. And then you're stitching on the line. And that's the great thing, is that you're stitching on the line, not what my sewing machine thinks that maybe a 1/4 inch is, or what's a scant 1/4 inch. Doesn't matter. You're stitching on the line. That's exactly where your stitches go. Then you're going to press these open like this, flip it over, and you would have all your pieces on this strip. And then what you do is you square it up to the size of the background fabric. So the background fabric here, we're going to square it up to that size. And that gives us one of our start points. Did I lose anybody? Because if I lost anybody, it's usually right around here that they go, what did you just do? And I have to do it again.
Okay, girls, do you have any questions? Mary Men's, the Strippy Star ruler is S07 for $22. And then they're just typing great tools. They're not asking any questions, so I think they understood it. Oh, Kathleen says you lost her.
Okay, that's cool.
Kathleen, you like find you.
So you stitched your square on the line. You flipped it over. You pressed, right? And then from the back, we're going to cut it to the size of the background square. So it doesn't matter what size star block you're making. In this case, it's a 4.5 inch square. So we're going to cut it to 4.5 inches. And so here's my sample that's been cut to 4.5 inches. And it's got one of those star points. Now, if you forgot and you use a friction pen, we need to line this one up, but we've lost our other line because we used a friction pen and we ironed, right? So we're going to be sad, but that's okay. I've got a solution for you. You're going to take your blocks. You're going to go to your kitchen and open up the freezer. You're going to take out the ice cream. You're going to put these where the ice cream was and then close the freezer. Then you're going to eat the ice cream. And by the time you're done eating the ice cream, your line will have come back because friction pens come back in the cold. So you can get them back. It's just, the high calorie way for us to quilt. So I wouldn't recommend doing it all the time, especially if your husband knows what your favorite ice cream and keeps it stocked in your freezer like my husband does. So we're going to do the same thing again. Let me spin this so it's facing your direction. Up. There we go. Obviously, this strip is too short. We would need the strip longer if we're going to do more than one square. So we're going to line this up and we're going to sew on that line just like we did before. Open it up. Square it up to the size of the background fabric. And there we go. We've got both start points. You make 4 of these. Let me get my other sample out again. Here we go. Make 4 of these star point blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you just need 4 background squares and a center square. And that's it. You sew this together and you're done. Now, one of the questions that I get is, well, Caroline, you didn't cut off these little flappies here in the back, right? Don't we want to do that? We've got 2 layers of fabric. And I like to be a lazy quilter, so I would love to not cut these off and just leave them there because I know it's going to be fine. But also, they actually serve a purpose. Here we have these star points that were made from our strips. And these star points, the strip was cut on the grain, but once they were cut out, now they have all this bias because now they're on an angle because my grain's going this direction, not this direction. So now this bias has all kinds of stretch. And when you go to sew your 9-patch together, that stretch is going to make everything really wonky. But if I keep this background square there, that is going to keep it from stretching. It's going to make my 9-patch go together beautifully. And you can see on this one, sure enough, see I have star points, but the background is all still on there. And the next question I get is, oh, but Carolina, if you leave the background squares on there and you've got light star points on dark background fabric, isn't that going to show through? Well, I'm glad you asked, because if you remember that sample that I showed you at the beginning with all different sizes, this is a light fabric with light star points on a dark background fabric. And you can't even tell. This second one is an even lighter background or star fabric on a really dark background fabric. And now that I point it out, yes, you can see it. But I've shown this to hundreds of people, and until I point it out, they can't tell the difference. If it bothers you at all, here's what you do. You take your dark fabric, you cut an extra star of your dark fabric, and you put it behind this center square that doesn't have any. And now it'll all match up and you won't be able to tell the difference. But I really like this because I feel like the center is a little bit lighter and it actually makes the star glow a little more. So I like that look. But if it really, really bothers you, just always do dark star points on light fabric and then you'll never have the problem. So I do have some patterns that use the Strippy Star ruler.
But that basic star you just did is the directions are in with the ruler, right?
Yep, the directions are in with the ruler. I'm going to pop you guys up for a second so I can see you again. There you are. Hi. So the basic instructions are in with the ruler, and there are videos online. I have one and Creative Grids has one, and I think there's a couple other people who have videos that'll take you step by step through how to use this ruler to make basic stars. But then because this is now the only way that I ever want to make star blocks anymore, I made patterns because that's what I do in Pattern Designer that use this. So one of them is this one right here, which is the Pocket Advent Calendar. It has, these are little pockets.
Adorable.
So this is, it finishes at 12 inches. It's going to fall over. It finishes at 12 inches, but all of these stars are the 3-inch finished stars, but they come together so easily and perfectly because like here's a 3-inch finished star. They come together so quick because they're strip pieced, right? And then the same pattern, it actually comes with 2. So if you don't want to make the tiny stars or you want your Advent to fit bigger things, here's the big one. And this has 25 pockets, bigger pockets. So you can put all kinds of things in these pockets.
Adorable. And then you just did buttons in the center.
You can do number buttons. You can paint them on there. You can draw them on there. You can, there's like wooden buttons out there. What else is there? If you have one of those fancy embroidery machines, you can embroider the numbers on your center squares before you cut them out. So there's all kinds of ways that you can number these.
That, to me, that looks like a grown-up Advent calendar, and it would fit those little pockets of liquor perfectly.
I can confirm. Yeah. And then if you like patriotic, this I actually put on my door for patriotic holidays instead of a wreath. And these are those stars. So same thing, stars. And again, these are light stars on a dark fabric. And especially once it's quilted, you can't even tell. Light stars on the dark fabric. So there we go. So that is the Strippy Star ruler. All right, I'm going to clear my space a little bit, give myself room. Because next we're going to talk about scrap tape. And I don't know if y'all have heard about scrap tape. Let me grab a scrap. Do I have a scrap here? Probably. Probably not. I guess the one thing I need. Let's see. Oh, we'll grab one of this. Okay. So I'm just making a mess over here. Scrap tape is designed for using up all your random scraps. Before I found scrap tape, what I would do is I would take my scraps and I would put them in flat rate boxes and I would post on Instagram, like first 3 people to comment, I will pay the shipping to ship you a flat rate box of scraps, because I had scraps taking over my sewing room. I make a lot of quilts and I just didn't have the time to mess with all these scraps. When you're making a scrap quilt, usually the first instructions in that scrap quilt is cut 7,000 3.5-inch squares. I don't have the patience to spend an entire day cutting up my scraps into those pieces. I know that there are people who love that. And so what I do when I read those instructions on my pattern is I close the pattern, I put it in the bag, and I bring it to my guild, and someone will love that pattern and someone else will make that quilt. But it wasn't for me. It's driving me crazy with all these scraps. But then I found scrap tape. So I know Beth has scrap tape in 2.5, which is what I'm going to show you, or 5-inch, and 5-inch goes even faster. It is a water soluble interfacing. I'm going to pop you right back down.
So girls, the 2.5-inch scrap tape is S01 for $19, and it's a 25-yard roll. So it goes a long way. And then if you want the 5-inch, we do have S02 for $39. But don't worry if you don't get the numbers. We'll go over it all after at the end.
Oh, of course. So this is a water soluble interfacing, and the 2 inches cut at about 2.5 inches. It's not perfect, and that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. If you get a part where it's a little like chunky on the end, doesn't matter. You're going to take your strip. In this case, I have like a perfect 1.5-inch strip, but I'll show you in a second. You can use any random shaped strip as long as it fits across the width of your scrap tape. You're going to put it right sides together. And then you stitch this with my favorite seam allowance, which is a 1/4 inch-ish. It doesn't have to be perfect. You flip it over. And then you can finger press this, or my favorite is to use a seam roller. So you would press this seam with a seam roller. Now, a seam roller gives you as good a press as an iron, and I have tested them side by side, so I can say this. It gives you as good a press as an iron without any heat. And that's important because scrap tape is a water-soluble interfacing, so any steam from your iron is going to start dissolving this, and heat from an iron will actually start to melt it. It's sensitive to heat. So you want to finger press it, but if you're going to make a whole roll in a day, which I have done, your fingers will hate you after like 6 strips or 6 pieces. So you want to get that seam roller to be able to roll all your seams. I'm going to grab a random.
And we do have the seam roller. It's S03 for $18. S03 for $18.
All right. So I cut just a random piece. And same thing with a random piece. You would stitch it with your 1/4 inch seam allowance, flip it over, and as long as it fits across, you're fine. If you were to, let's say, I don't know, you're not like a foundation paper piecing expert, because it's kind of like foundation paper piecing, and you end up with something like this where you have space on both sides, no big deal. Your next strip, you just line it up with the spots here and here where you start seeing your scrap tape through. You'll trim this off and sew it that way. So it's super forgiving. You add scraps all the way down. Then you flip it over. You're going to square up one side with your big ruler. And then once you have one side squared up, you trim the other side to 2.5 inches. These long pieces, as you trim this off, this can go back into your scrap tape. Tiny pieces that you trim off, these ones you throw them away or put them in dog bedding, because those are going to be too small to mess with. But these bigger pieces you can absolutely reuse. And once you have both sides trimmed up to your 2.5 inches, this is what you get.
It's so pretty.
It is so pretty. And the cool thing about this is that yours will be your scraps. So these are my scraps. Some of them might be familiar because you might, use some of the same fabric that I have. But I know, like, this is a quilt that I still need to finish quilting. I haven't finished quilting that one yet. This is a project that I was doing for one of my local shops. I have a sign that has my logo on it. This is another quilt that I have to finish quilting. Like, I know all of these scraps, and these are my scraps, and yours will be your scraps. So your memories of all of your quilts that you made. And that's so cool. So I have 2 patterns that use scrap tape. You can just make your scrap tape and sew the strips together. Especially like there's 2.5 inch and 5 inch, so you can sew them together to make whatever size quilt you want. If you want to use scrap tape for a jelly roll, so you have a favorite jelly roll pattern, you say, oh my God, I want to make that pattern, but scrappy, 2 rolls of scrap tape. So you need 2 rolls of the 2.5 inch scrap tape to make a jelly roll's worth. I did all the math. So 2 rolls of scrap tape. But if you want to make a quilt that has a pattern, 1 roll of scrap tape is going to make either of these quilts that I'm going to show you. I don't know if I can go quite far back enough to be able to show all of it, but we'll see. So this is the scrappiest quilt, and it's made with 1 roll of scrap tape. And for this one, I picked all of my bright fabrics to be able to show in this quilt. And this one has been washed several times because it's my quilt. This is my quilt to snuggle with because these are all my memory. I know all these fabrics. These are all fabrics that I've sewn with. And then this one also uses just 1 roll of scrap tape. Actually, this is what's left over from 1 roll of scrap tape when I made this quilt. So I picked all my pinks and peaches and rose colored. Let me make sure I get this right side up.
Linda ABC, what do you want 2 of?
2 scrap tapes.
Maybe. I love the heart. Connie Wiggins, that's right up your alley.
So this is just 1 roll of scrap tape and then some background fabric. I'll show it. Let's see if we can get most of it in the frame. Okay.
Super cute.
So that is the Scrappy Heart quilt. And then
Evelyn says endless possibilities.
Right. So much. And now it's also so easy because whatever size shape your scraps are in, like as you're pulling them out of your scrap basket, you just use them. Like if you have a piece that you're like, oh, that has like a wonky, here, let me go back down to my mat. So if you have a piece that has a wonky edge of some kind, no big deal. Let me just grab my rotary cutter and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't like that wonky edge. I'm going to just kind of cut it straight-ish. You don't even need a ruler. And now you have a better piece. So you can just have your mat and kind of cut them as you go. They don't need to be perfect. They don't need to be straight, like parallel sides, like super perfect strips. Don't have to worry about any of that, which I love because you're just sewing. And sewing is my favorite part of quilting, not cutting. So the scrap tape, this is your water-soluble interfacing. Once you have your whole quilt top made, that's when you dunk it in water. So there's like no papers or anything to peel away. And this doesn't stay there. It's made out of like a starchy kind of feeling stuff. So you dunk it in water and it just like rinses out. It's so cool to watch. You watch this just rinse away and your quilt's done. But you want to keep it in there as long as possible because the other thing that it does is these edges, let me find like this one right here. This is going to be a super bias edge right there. So, and you don't have any stretch. It doesn't stretch. That scrap tape keeps it flat. So when you're sewing it in your quilt, you don't end up with like a super wavy, ripply quilt.
Okay, hang on 1 second. What is the purple heart in front of you?
I know. I just pulled that out. So the purple heart in front of me.
And Lori, the scrap tape is for the 2.5 inch. It's S01 for $19 and S02 for $39. And just so you know, there's several ladies who are new watching and you're calling to register, but we're super short staffed. So everybody's gone home except for me and my husband. And he has no idea why you're calling. So just give him your phone number and then I will call you back in the morning. But all you have to do is just type in S means sold, that it's committed to you. You're committing to buying it. And then the number. And then we'll figure everything else out tomorrow.
Okay. So I chopped up my batting here as if I cut like a bunch of things over and over. Because when you're cutting things like fusible fleece or batting on your cutting mat, what happens is those fibers from the batting or the fusible fleece get into your mat and your self-healing mat, it basically can't heal around those fibers. So that's what this super cute little heart is for. It's got a little spot here for my fingers, like a kind of mitten for my fingers. And then I'm going to take these silicone little nubbies here, and I just rub it on my mat. And I don't know if you can see, let's see how close we can get. So it picks up all those fibers right here on the silicone. So it pulls them right out of the mat, and it heals your mat to give it longer life.
So we do have those. It's S06 and they're $8.
So for $8, I'm constantly keeping my mat clean, and it's super cute. So that's a little heart. Yep. Did anyone have any questions? Anything that I can go over again?
Okay, so are all your patterns, and this is my question, because girls, I bought all the patterns from from PIQF, but we have no idea what we have done with them. So I have to dig those out sometime today. So what are the prices of your patterns? Like the advent calendar, the hearts?
Yep, great question. So all of these patterns, all of the postcard patterns, they're $4.
Okay, $4. So that all goes with the box bag ruler.
These all, yeah. So these, all the patterns that go with the box bag template, these are all $4 patterns. All of our simple, fun projects.
And then do you have the roller she's using? Oh yeah, Lori King, the roller she's using on the seam, it's S03 and it's $18.
And then the other patterns, I believe they're $10. Yes.
Okay.
So I know that you got them for 10. And if you need to order more, I'll still honor that price for you, Beth.
Okay.
So $10.
So $10, girls. And then we'll go over all that again later after we let Carolina go. So she doesn't have to sit here through all of that stuff. She doesn't know how crazy you girls get during a sale.
No, I've been warned a little, but yeah. Yeah, I have another project that I need to get to. All these things don't sew themselves.
Yes.
They just don't.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I wish they did. Now, Linda,
right?
ABC, why do you need 2 of every pattern? Are you giving a gift to somebody? Because I think that would make an amazing Christmas gift to a secret pal or a best sewing buddy. I think that's what Linda ABC is doing.
Yep. And they're not, I mean, they're so simple. They're all illustrated. So step-by-step illustrations that walk you through. Because in another life, I was a teacher. I was almost a teacher in this life. And I know that we all learn in different ways, some with words and some with pictures, and most of us with a combination of the two. So I made sure that both were on there for you. Yeah.
So what made you decide to get into this crazy business?
That's a fun question. So my background is in advertising and marketing, and I started quilting when I was 12. My mom sent me to an Eleanor Burns quilt camp. On the very first day, I cut my finger with a rotary cutter. And so quilting literally got in my blood. There was, no getting away from it after that. And so I always quilted like as a hobby. I made baby quilts for all my friends and for my own kids. And then I started working at the quilt shop, and I just fell in love with all of it. And I thought, man, if I make my hobby my business, I'll get to like sew all the time, right? And unfortunately, I sew less than I did when it was just my hobby, but I get to hang out with quilters all the time. So, that's a good bargain. I'll take that trade. And also because I've been doing it so long, there's these things that I'm like, why doesn't this exist? This would make quilting so much easier or more fun, or, would let me do the thing that I've always wanted to do. So, yeah, I now get to create the things that I wish someone else had created for me, and I get to create it for everybody else.
Perfect. I know it does when you make it a business, it kind of takes the fun, oh, I can just sew when I want to sew out of it, because now you have to sew all the time.
I mean, I'll sew for fun, but the fun stuff never gets finished if it doesn't have a deadline. Like the deadline stuff, that gets finished. If it doesn't have a deadline, it'll hang out for a little while.
I know, I'm the same way. Everybody thinks I'm so disorganized, but it's kind of like you got to get done the things that are commitments first.
Yep, the things that people are expecting to see, that you promised somebody that you would have. Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, girls, do you have any other questions for Carolina before we let her go? I super appreciate you coming on and being here with us.
Thanks for having me. Like, I have to tell you, my mother-in-law wants to retire and come work for you. Like, she watched you and your staff all weekend at PIQF, and she's like, oh my gosh, I could just go work for Beth. Like, that's like, I want, like, those ladies, I could work with them. Like, I want to do that. Yep.
How funny. Well, I would love her to retire and come work for me. It would make my life so easy, because she's one of the hardest working people I know.
Right? She's amazing.
Yes. Yeah. No, I watched her. She like outthought all of the customers. She was great.
Yeah.
All right. They're all saying thank you. Wonderful demo. They loved having you. Keep up your inventions, but make sure you patent them so nobody steals them.
Yeah, I mean, we can have a whole conversation about patents, but maybe next time, because I do have some things that fingers crossed will come out next year. So maybe Beth will invite me back and I can talk to y'all again and show off.
For sure. Yes, we would love it. You're so much fun.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, everyone.
Okay. Wait. Where can they sign up for your YouTube channel? Because I hear you're like a mega star on YouTube.
So if you just type in my name into YouTube, Carolina Moore, I have, it's like 36,000 YouTube subscribers.
So girls, just in case you don't know, once you hit 35, you're like a mega star, like movie star. You guys didn't know it, but you have been listening to a movie star here.
Well, my kids, so when you hit 100,000, YouTube sends you a plaque, and then my kids will think I'm cool. So that's like, I'm only trying to get like the numbers so that my kids will think I'm cool, because they're like teenagers now and mom's not cool anymore. So I got to be cool. So if you put in my name in YouTube and you hit subscribe, then I appreciate it.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, girls. So for those of you that are new to watching us, we really appreciate you joining us. We kind of do this nonsense, and you'll see it's going to get a little bit crazy. We do this nonsense every Monday and Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So, or 4-ish, like, 4:06 by the time we can get all the computers up and going. But we have everything is numbered. If you're new to watching, you can call to register, but you don't necessarily have to call right now, because nobody's going to answer the phone. Roger, maybe if you could answer the phone real quick. So technically, we don't really answer the phone. We don't have the staffing. So we're super short staffed like the rest of the world. We're waiting for the aliens to return all the employees. So anyways, so much going on over here. So I'm going to go over a bunch of different items. Usually on Wednesdays, we have 150 items. Look at Phyllis, her poor cat bit her hand, and so she's on antibiotics and it's all swollen up. So she's not here to scribe for you guys. So now I'm gonna have to watch the video twice tonight to make sure that I get all the orders right. Just bear with us. We'll get it. We'll get it done, and we're usually pretty accurate. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you 40 items, because we already had the demo. So everything that Carolina talked about is going to be shown. And I love it. Kathleen just signed up for her web YouTube channel. So make sure you go not necessarily right now, Kathleen, but when we're done, you can go sign up for that. So I'm gonna talk for a little bit, just because when Roger comes back, then he can zoom in. Okay, Susan. So until he comes back and he can zoom in. But just in case you were on Wild Wednesday Live today at 2, And Christy, close your ears because I know you're going to be a little bit upset because you already closed the exchange. But if you're new and you want to join the Pincushion Exchange, we do have going on. Just type in that you'd like to join the exchange, and we'll get you a partner. And what the exchange is it's using a tin can and a pincushion. So these are examples from Virginia Robertson. She's got one here in a spam can. So you just have to find a tin can and then put anything you want on top of it. Like you could use a tuna can and put a fish on top of it, or you could use, I think Connie's going to use a manwich can, and I'm waiting to see what she's going to put on top of that. If you need some a head start on what to make or how to make it, we do have 2 patterns available from Virginia Robertson. We have the spam can, the sewing bird pincushion. S24 is $11. So if you're new to watching, you just type in S before the number and then how many you want. So if you want 10 of them for all your friends, just put S24 10. Otherwise, if you just put S24, I'll know it's just one. So that's the sewing bird. And then S23 is the crow on a pumpkin. So if you want to join that, just type in and let us know. Okay, Kathleen. So that's that. I know I told Christy that I would not add anybody else in. And I did tell Lynn Bonner was here. She was going to co-host. But I told her she didn't need to because we were just going to do a quick sale. But now that I'm looking at it, because I was getting ready during Wild Wednesday Live, it might not be that quick, but we'll try. But just so you know, we're going to do a few. Okay, Linda ABC. I think I had the sewing bird in your basket already. Linda Wagner, do you? It might have gone out yesterday, Linda. Brenda did a bunch of orders yesterday, but I can see she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She's got about 9 that didn't get out yesterday. So I'll work on those tomorrow while Becky's getting today's orders packaged and ready. So what we did on Wild Wednesday Live today, if you didn't join Wild Wednesday, is we showed a lot of quick and easy, fast projects that you can get ready for Christmas. So we will, first I'm going to do all the stuff that we just saw so you can make sure while that's fresh in your mind. So S04 for $9 is the one magnifying lens. So these are what Carolina put on the ruler, and it's got a sticky back, but the sticky back, if it gets fibers on it, you just take it and wash it, and then you can reuse it. And then S05 is $16. And if you already commented on these while she was demoing, you don't need to comment again, because I did my homework and I wrote it all down as you guys were typing. So S05 is the 2 magnifying glasses, and S04 is the just one. So if you want to just try it out, the one might be good. And then we have, and for those of you that are new, stay tuned because we do have some giveaways throughout the show. So S01 for $19 is the 2.5-inch scrap tape. 2.5-inch scrap tape. And if you ever get these out and you don't know how to use them, we'll be demoing them. We'll be demoing them in the near future on our Mondays on Facebook and YouTube. But we will be. You can always go to Carolina's YouTube, and she's got great demos there, like amazing demos. She actually doesn't do them live typically, so that she can edit it and make them perfect. So S02 is $39 for the wide one. I was thinking this one would be a great one if you're going to do a quilt for like a soldier to do flags. You could use up all your scraps, do red, strip of red, and then a strip of white, and it would go together super quick. So S02 is the $39 5-inch tape, and S01 is the $19 2.5-inch tape. And then we have It's been a crazy day. It's doing 2 live sales in a day is kind of crazy. S06 for $8 is the little heart you put your fingers in to clean your mat. So S06, it says, give your cutting mat some love with this heart-shaped silicone scrubbing pad. Use a circular motion to remove loose threads and fabric fibers and help heal the mat. S06 is $8. And then S03 is $18, and it's the quick press rolling pin. The seam roller is the perfect tool to flatten seams and applique shapes. Made of sturdy hardwood, the seam roller creates fast, flat seams with just the slightest pressure, so you can finish your project faster and heat-free. So S03 for $18 is the rolling pin for your seams. Let's see. What else did we have? Okay, then with the rulers, we have S07 makes the strippy stars in all the different sizes. So S07 for $22. It does look like a wallpaper seam roller. Yeah, you might have one in your painting supplies. S07 is $22. And then S42 for $23 is the box bag template. So this template, the S42, is the template for all of the 9 patterns that were on postcards. S42 for $23. And then S09 for $22 is the 7/8 ruler. So it's a simple non-slip ruler designed to cut half square triangles quickly and easily, or anything where you want the 7/8 to be prominent. And literally, if you've been quilting for any time at all, you know that 7/8 is like a number you use all the time. I'm not really sure why it makes a difference, but 7/8 is the magic number. So those are the 3 rulers that were demoed today. Yes, Victor, you could totally use your wooden pastry roller. I imagine the one my mom had that's like this big, like I'll be rolling my seams. But that's probably the only time that roller would actually get used. Okay, so then if you want, and I'm just gonna tell you the names, and you can write in the names because I could not find them, although I know that I handed her, I know that they're packed in our stuff somewhere. So we have the canvas tote, the roomy stocking. I'm going to name the ones that are for the box bag that were the postcards. They're $4 a piece. So we've got the canvas tote, the roomy stocking, the cell phone stand, the gift bags. And you know, we all need to be doing gift bags right now so that we can save on paper for wrapping gifts at Christmas. The sewing machine cover. Although I know I saw your comments, most of you don't use your sewing machine cover. I actually never get to sew. So my machine upstairs, my Juki, my new one, it stays covered pretty much most of the time. And then the drawstring pouch, the bowl cozy, the simple basket, and the wine bag. So those are all of the ones that go with the bag, the cornered bag ruler. And then she had the pattern for the hearts and the pattern for the strippy quilt using the scrap tape, and then a pattern for the advent calendar. And I think those were the only ones I wrote down, but if she did something else, do you get them with them? What? Oh, Jenny, I'm not sure what you're asking. Type it in again. Perfect, Charlotte. Welcome. There's several of you that came over from Wild Wednesday, so we're really excited that you're joining us. The bowl cozy pattern is not in the template, I don't think. Here, the pouch. So the pouch that was different sizes, that's what's included in the pattern with the, that's the pattern that's included with the template. I do not think the full cozy is included with it. Okay, and then we have, now we're going to go on. Oh, I did get this in because I have its mother. So if you girls need, they were supposed to send me both of them. Look at how pretty and purple this is. Here, I have two of its mothers because, you know, I can only use Alyssos because, they actually pop up so I don't burn whatever I'm ironing. Here it says, if the seal is broken, I don't know. Don't break the seal. Okay, so this is the cutest little Alysso iron. And the price is crazy because I want to say for my big one that I have I don't let customers use it anymore because they broke 2 or 3 of my Alyssos. But so I have one at home and then I have one upstairs. But here is the baby one. Look at how it fits perfectly into its little snug mat. But it has a silicone mat so you don't have to lift it up and you still won't burn your stuff. So it's got a silicone mat. Look at how beautiful that is. That's kind of the color of my new doors. So those of you who are staying tuned to the painting of the building, I have apparently ruined downtown. Yesterday we came in and there was a beer bottle thrown at the front door. A quilt rack, my quilt rack that was made for me was stolen. It's a whole bunch of drama here. We're painting our building and apparently some people don't like the color. So anyways, the baby little mini project iron S10 is $44. So S10 is $44. It says I come with a built-in hook with power cord tether to make for easy storage. And protect on the resting side and then store it. Top fill water tank. My flip funnel allows you to easily add water for powerful steam. Universal voltage, 1 press steam control. My burst of steam and vertical steam features press out stubborn wrinkles. Fabric selector, precision tip. So if you are interested in the Alysso, the purple one, if you want other colors, we can order any of the colors you want. Purple's just my favorite. So S10 for $44. And I do believe the big one is on back order because I ordered both sizes. But this is the only one that showed up. So S10 for $44. And then we have a fabulous, fun, I know, Mary Beatty, not classy at all, especially in a cute little pinky purple building. So here's a fun Timeless Treasures fabric at $79 for $13. If you're new, just put S79 and then how many yards of it you want. But it's a super cute vintagey, kind of a orangey red. So you might need to make new curtains for your sewing room or be a cute gift bag. It's just a super fun fabric. S79 is $13 a yard. And it doesn't have any go with it fabric. So that's it. But I know sometimes you guys, we don't show everything. And so then you don't know what we have. So here is super easy, quick and easy. Use up your scraps. I'm totally into using up scraps. They'd be great with upholstery fabrics. S36 is $11 for the twig deers. And if you look, they did a little bit of embroidery right here, which you guys can learn on Sunday's free Zoom from 1 to 4. If you don't know, join our Stitch Along, Fabric Chick Stitch Along, and that's where we post the Zoom links for the free Zooms. So S36 is $11. We are going to be, here's what they look like. They're made up. We are going to be doing embroidery, I believe, this Sunday. So find your embroidery projects, even if they're not embroidery projects from us. Find them and we'll work on them. You can always work on whatever Zoom projects you want, whatever sewing projects you want, you can work on. You're more than welcome to work on diamond art or whatever you want to work on during the free Zooms. We just try to have something so that people aren't just wondering what they should work on. And then we're always there to help you with any projects. And the other people in the group are super helpful also. Then we have S25 for $11 is the recycled Santas. S25 is the recycled Santas. And then here is a whole little village of Santas. So you can make little decorations. You can get little decorations and embellish them. You can do some embroidery on it. You can use, this looks like a sweater somebody got from the thrift store. Super fun little things you can make. And I do think on Monday, I don't know why or who would have said this, but I do think on Monday we're doing an additional Zoom to work on anything Santa. So I know, Joyce, thank you. It's crazy. People are crazy. You just have to have somebody to be mad at. Next week they'll forget about me and my purple building and they'll move on to somebody else. S39 is $10. This is the woven spiral basket pattern. S39 is $10. And if you want, you can go back and watch the demo. And Linda Meyer did it for us while we were at the retreat in August. So I believe it is Wednesday around the August 21st that she did the demo on how to do this. But the pattern is S39 for $10. S39 for $10. And then super cute gift you can make as a hostess gift or something. Okay, let me try to get organized. Then we have the Christmas pillows. S31 for $23 is the kit. It includes the backing fabric, the panel, and the trims. And we use different trims to give you an idea of different things you can do. You can also do some embroidery, I think on one of them. No, don't start me lying. So basically it's a pillow, cute little Christmas pillows. We've added embellishments on some of them. One of them we left blank so you could just so you can see the difference. So S31 is $23, and that's the kit to make the pillows. S31 is $23. And then,
why don't you turn it so I can see it?
what do you want me to turn? S31 is $23. Kathleen, I do not have cameras yet, but we are getting them installed. We are going to put cameras outside because the quilt rack was stolen on Saturday. And then when we were in the car wreck, I had thrown a bunch of stuff that we brought back from Eleanor's house. All of her yard art we had brought back. And when we picked it up from the where the truck was totaled, I threw it behind the shed and somebody cleaned all that out too. So I don't know why you would think if something is in your yard that it is free, but apparently that's a thing. S32 is $7, and that's the panel for the 4 pillows. It's $7. S32 is $7. You can make these into placemats. You can embroider them. Pillows. They're just a fun, easy something that you can make. So that's kind of what we're trying to focus on today because that's what we had to do for Wild Wednesday. Quick, easy gifts. So S32 is $7, and that's the panel to make the 4 placemats or you can put it in a quilt or whatnot. Then another quick gift that I think would be a good gift for those who you never know what to get for them because they already have it. If they wanted it, they already got it. Are these fun bird chains? And let me see, I probably tangled them up. So this is another Virginia Robertson patterns. So we have the flock of wren. here. And then she does show you how to make the beads. And then the other pattern is the string of fish. So great way to use up your scraps, guys. You know, I'm always saying we need to use up our scraps because our house can only fit so much fabric. I know a lot of you are putting it to the test. But in order to buy new stuff, sometimes you got to use a little bit of the old stuff. So those patterns are, oh, here was that one that I lost. S78 is for the string of fish and a mermaid. S78 is $11. And then the flock of wrens is S77. S77 is the flock of wrens. And then we have, I agree with you, June. I just think people are angry. I don't know. How many pillows are in the kit? In the kit, you're going to get the panel just like I showed. So it's going to have four pillows or four whatever. But it's the same panel that I showed, Linda. And then S38 is the cute turkey table runner that we showed last week. But, you know, you might need to re-see it. And then we have S37 for $11, which is the Christmas one. And I know I probably didn't show you this last week, but this also has the pattern for Virginia's 4-hour table runner. So if you have some big prints that you want to use and feature, Virginia says you can finish this table runner. I'm not sure if it's completely finished or just the quilt top is finished in 4 hours, but that's S37 for $11. And here's one that's finished. Super cute. I probably wouldn't even put a wreath here because then I could put a pot or something or a bowl, you know, like, look at that. How cute is that? Oh, okay, wait, Roger, you have to get up close. Maybe you want to put the center because look at how cute that is underneath the bowl. So if you need a table placement setting, this would be fun for Christmas. So S37 is for the table runner, and then S38 is for the turkey trot, which a lot of you guys got last week. So don't order it again if you ordered it last week. Oh my goodness, so much to do. Okay, here's some other fun, quick stuff. And for those of you that are new, most things we have enough for everybody. So if I only have one or two, I'll tell you so that you know. And then on your screen, if I only have one, we give it to the first one who comments. On your screen, it's always going to look like you're number one, which you are number one, but only at your house. By the time it gets through the airwaves into us, it's a crapshoot at who's number one. So we have lots of these cute little hot pads. So your hand goes inside of here. They've got a stitching along here, extra decoration. Life is short, be happy. So if you need a quick gift for somebody, S12 is $9 for this cute little quilted hot pad. It's got a leather strap. The detail is really very cute. S12 for $9. S12 for $9. And then we have the sewing pouch, or you could put a gift card in here, fill it with sewing notions, a makeup bag, a pencil bag, whatever. S33 for $8. The designer is Kathy Holden, and she's one of our favorite designers. She's actually, we did a Zoom, and we made her Christmas tree and her wine bags, and she came on and commented on everybody's. She actually tried to get on the Zoom, but couldn't figure it out. So one of these days we'll have her come on. But S33 is $8. And then we have Diamond Art Christmas tree Christmas cards. So these are, for those of you who don't know what Diamond Art is, all your tools are in here. And then it is, all the beads are in there. And then you have a card and Christmas card. So it's very nice. You just pull back this plastic layer here, and then it's sticky, so you can put your beads where the numbers say. It's kind of like paint by number, but with beads. So S30 is for the darker background tree, and S29 is for the lighter background. S29, and they're $8. S29 is the lighter background. S30 is the darker background. And then we have Christmas gnomes, because I know you guys all love Christmas gnomes. So we have a kit that includes just the panel, the backing fabric, and the chenillet. So if you want other embellishments like the buttons, you have to get those yourself. So S15 for $24 is the kit. S15, S15 for $24 is the kit, which includes the chenillet, the panel, and the backing fabric. And if you want just the panel is S16 for $11. S16 for $11. And then it's got some cute other little appliques you could use. You could applique those onto mug rugs or shirts or whatnot. S16 is $11 for the panel. And that makes the 4 cute little gnomes, the Christmas gnomes. Last week we had the Halloween gnomes. Do you have... No, June, we don't. It's likely they didn't. I don't know. Oh my gosh. People are crazy. People stealing batteries that are going to recycling. I know, Evelyn. The quilt rack literally is this big. It's huge. It's heavy. It was custom made, and it's kind of a sad story, but the kid, my brother was killed in a plane crash, and one of the other survivors, he actually made that quilt rack for me. But it was so big that it wouldn't fit inside a house unless you had some ginormous house. It would you couldn't. There was no place. It was so big. But whatever. Life is crazy. You can't. I don't know. So anyhow, we have in this one. I only have one of each. Okay. So I have one of these aprons. So it's a cute little apron, gnome sweet gnome. It's got cute little rickrack. The detail is really, really great. S14 for $29. S14 for $29. And then I put this as a set just because it's a cute little hostess gift. S13. There's no place like gnome for Christmas. So it has the dish towel. The North Pole back there, the dish towel, S13 for $38, and then also the apron. So we have the apron and the dish towel for $38, S13, and then we have just the apron, S14 for $29. So those are great hostess gifts. If you're going somewhere for Thanksgiving, you can give it to them at Thanksgiving, and then they can use it the whole month of December. And let's see. Everybody needs this. If you've got little ones, this is a nativity scene. So you can open it up. It closes up like this. It's got little Velcro. And then you can open it up. It's got the manger. And then here the kids can play with baby Jesus. Oops, we forgot to close that one. So we've got a camel, the wise men, the shepherds, Joseph, Mary. It's a good thing it says on the back so you know who's who. Here's Gabriel, the angel, and more wise men. Oh, Joseph. And then some sheep. So it's a totally great nativity scene that kids can actually play with. You're not going to be worried that they're going to break your $1 billion porcelain nativity scene. S11 is $17. And this is how it comes so that you can see. It's very easy. You're just going to cut on the dotted line and stitch it up, stuff it. The house here is, we put flex foam inside of it. Flex foam is that new interfacing, not so new, but that really keeps them stiff and standing up nice. The bowl, the Christmas bowl, was also has the flex foam in it, I believe. So S11 is $17. And if you're new, if we ever show something and you need like flex foam or you need batting or you need anything to go with it, you can just type that in and we'll get that into your box. So S11 is $17, and that makes this entire nativity set. And then S20 is $12, and this would make just a great wall hanging, super adorable. S20 is $12. You could also just throw some Minky on the back and make a cute little cuddle quilt for your grandkids. It's pretty big though, so it could be a lap quilt too for somebody. S20 is $12. S20, $12. And that's something new you guys have never seen before. I found it on the shelf while I was trying to clean up for Monday's ceremony. Another quick project is S28 for $14. It is the pillowcase. It's a pickup truck, snowflakes, and snow boots. So S28 for $14. Cute little pillowcase. You can make them for your grandkids or for yourself. Change up your pillowcases. It will change your whole room. S28 is $14. And if you haven't made a pillowcase and you need a demo, we can do that. The burrito style goes together really quick. It's a little bit confusing, but once you do it, or once you see somebody do it, it makes sense. But a lot of people are afraid of the French seams, but don't be afraid of them. I know, Mel. People are all haters about the gnomes, but they're so adorable. But on Wild Wednesday, somebody was wanting to know when the trolls are going to come in. But I don't know. Trolls never really, gnomes kind of come and go, but trolls never take off, really. Remember, like when I was in 3rd grade, there were trolls with like green hair. But that's like the last time I remember seeing them. Anyhow, we've got a cute little acorn pennant banner. So we showed you guys this the other day, but if you need to get something done for Thanksgiving or for the fall, we have these cute little pennant banners. I don't know if you can get them all to go the same direction at the same time. I'm always just showing them, so I haven't actually hung it up to see if we can get them to go all the same direction. So for me, I always like to do double-sided pennant banners so that they're pretty on both sides. But if it's up against a wall, you only need it to be pretty on one side. So we have S18 for $29. S18 for $29 includes your little mini charm pack and all of the embellishments and the fabric and the pattern. S18 for $29. Or you can get just the pattern, S19 for $4. S19 is just the pattern. Oh, Joyce had a troll collection. Huh. It must have been your guys' generation. Purple-haired trolls. Interesting. Well, where did the trolls all go? I've never even seen vintage trolls in the antique shops. Maybe you guys all saved them and collected them. S21 is $5, and that's the mini charm pack. So that's all the different fabrics that are used in the acorns. Super cute. S21 is $5 for the mini charm packs. And that's that pile. Okay, I'm going to do some giveaways. I had all colors as a kid, then lost them growing up. Now I find them. Well, you guys post on Fabric Chick Stitch Along so I can see what you're talking about. Because I have not seen trolls my whole life. But if all of you guys like them, it's weird to me that they haven't come back into circulation. And maybe we should bring them back. I'm pretty sure we could pull that off. We could bring back the trolls. Okay, then we have these dolls. They make super cute gifts, or they would make a good project for you and the grandkids to do over Thanksgiving break or Christmas break. S40 is $14, and that includes the quilts, the pillow, the Little Mermaids. She's got a skirt, and she's got a tail, and she's got a seahorse. So S40 is $14. S40 is $14 for the mermaid. And then Little Red Riding Hood is S41. And she's got the same quilt and pillow, Sweet Dreams pillow. And then here's the doll. She's got the fox. She's got a cape that's falling off. She's got the skirt. And this is what they look like. So she's S41 for $14. This is what the panel looks like. It's got all the written directions. And they're very simple to make. You just cut out on the dotted line. Really, I can usually finish one of these projects in an evening if I don't get any interruptions and I'm binge watching something and I stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. So S41 is Little Red Riding Hood, and S40 is the mermaid. We do have others of these out in the shop. We've got jungle animals. We've got tropical animals. And we have, Roger's checking his clock to make sure that we're not going late. Jungle animals, and then we have farm animals. So we've got several different panels of these. Okay, let me clear off this space so that it's not so cluttered. You know how I hate clutter. Okay, let's see here. Let me put this back together so I don't lose all of the nativity people. Okay. Then we have, oh my gosh, the trolls were sold naked. But Mary made, oh my gosh, it's so interesting, this troll life. No clothes, just hair. Okay, guys, you're definitely going to have to post some troll photos on Fabric Chick Stitch Along. Okay, then we have, let me get off that cord. So this was the cute little felt wool Christmas tree ornament. S27 is $18, and that includes all of the wool that you need to make the stacked tree ornament. So S27 is $18. If you have wool scraps in your stash, S26 is $6 for the pattern. So S26 is $6 for just the pattern. S27 is for the pattern and the fabric wool. And then if you need a different hand project, could that be called trolling? May. I can see where this conversation's going. Okay, then we have these cute little felted mugs. They're little mugs. They open up at the top so you can slip a gift card in. Super nice way to give something. And you know me, I love handwork. Keeps me busy at night, except for now I just fold fabric. S22 is $21. S22 is $21. And that there's enough fabric to make the joy, the cats, the guitar, the truck, the Noel. I think our Noel is missing. Huh. And the love. Yep. Sure is. Our Noel is missing. Huh. So S22 is $21. And then I have Another quick pillowcase. This is out of flannel. I did not bring the whole line out just because I didn't think we'd have enough time with the demo. So I didn't bring the whole line out, but we do have the fun pillowcase out of flannel, S17 for $14. It's gnomes in little hot cocoa mugs. So hot cocoa, hello winter, cute little gnomes and snowflakes. This is flannel fabric. And if you want to get really crazy, S17 for $14. If you want to get really crazy, we do have the whole line of this fabric, but you could make a really quick quilt with this cheater print. S35 for $13. S35 for $13 a yard, and it is flannel. S35 for $13. And maybe next week I'll bring out the whole line, especially if I could get a sample made out of this. You just never know around here what's going to get done. But don't hold your breath because blue might not be your color. And then I only have one more thing and then we can do drawings. Okay, so this is, did you guys see who the winners were from Wild Wednesday Live? If it's any of our regulars, let us know. Uh-oh, how are you, Roger? Oh, he's ready to go home. So ready to go home. Okay, we're almost done. So here's 2 stockings. They are a little bit big, but you can fill them with fun stuff or you can fill them with coal and paper. Here's a cute little gnome pillow that is on the panel. So on the panel, you get 2 stockings, the fronts, or you can use the front and the back and make it 1 stocking. So I'm cheap, so we did a different fabric for the backing, and then we made 2 stockings. So S34 for $14. S34 for $14 makes the is the fabric for 2 stockings if you use a different fabric for the backing. And then the pillow. S34 is $14. And then that's all I have of stuff, because as you can see, we went to Texas for the weekend, and so we're super behind. I do have 3 auction items. If there's enough time, I'll do the auction items. Okay, so I have a cute little Christmas packages, or you could do birthday package pattern. And I'm just going to scroll for I've got Merry Men's. And remember, if you ever win anything that you don't want, just tell us. We'll throw it back in the box. And then I have another pattern. It's by Maureen McCormick, Flower Power Dresden Plate. So that's going to go to Victor. I hear Victor loves to do that kind of thing. At the Zoom on last Sunday, he cut out like 9,888 hexagons for English paper pieces. And then I have a bunch of these little squares. We were just going to do the panel to one person, and then we thought we should cut it apart and give it to everybody. So we have June Sterling. And let me see. It says I got a new comment. You're welcome, Victor. And then I have another one going to Linda Holwagner. And then I have another one going to Sue Walter. And then I have another one going to Peggy Cato. And then let me see, Kathleen Rader. Oh, I got another comment. Let me see. Oh, you're welcome. Where are you using an electric cutter? I think he cut them all himself, but I'm not really sure. Linda Van Diver, I've got one for you. Linda Van Diver. And then I've got Flower Girl, me and my sister designs. It's got it's a CD. If you want that, just type in Flower Girl, because you might not even have a CD player. Oh, did I miss somebody's comment? Oh, I think that's trolls. Okay, let me see. All cut with scissors. Okay, Flower Girl, if you want that, just Linda ABC. Linda ABC. Okay, and then I have, if you want these, type in sticker, type in pink sticker or flower power sticker. So these, I believe, are stickers that you can peel off and put on your sewing machine. This one would actually be cute on your, put it on the wheel of your sewing, right here on your wheel if you have a big wheel. So type in, it only took an hour to cut 500 of them. That's pretty impressive. Okay, Linda ABC put in stickers. So let me see if anybody else wants one, then I'll split them up. Then I have a charm pack. This is for Christmas Eve. I know last time I got in trouble for giving you guys all the stuff that Modus sent me because I was supposed to make samples or something with it, but I don't know what. So I'm just going to give it to you guys. I don't have time. Who has time to make samples? Come on now. Mary Vitti. And then I have, let's see. I have a panel here. And I've got Mel Glispie. It's a winter barn panel for Mel Glispie. And then remember, if you don't want something, just type it in and we'll give it to somebody else because I don't want to clutter your world. Sometimes we have good gifts and sometimes we don't. Oh, Katie, what did you want? Oh, the charm pack. Yeah, I'm sure you wanted it. I think there's another charm pack in there, but I'm gonna scroll because I don't want anybody to feel like they didn't get the chance. Okay. Linda ABC, and then Mary Vitti wants a sticker. Okay. Okay, and then I have just these little snippet. These are like panels that were cut wrong. So if you don't want them or you're not going to use it because like her little head is cut off, there still might be some good parts of it. So let me see. I have Kathleen Rader. Didn't you win? I don't know who's won stuff yet anymore. All right. If you want this poster, this came with my, I don't know if you want it, but it came with my stuff. So if you want it, you're welcome to it. Just put that you want the kiss paper and I'll put it in your box. I know it's like heavy. No, thank you to the doll panel. Okay. All right. Doll panel. Let's see how many times can we give this away today. Okay. I have Evelyn Esparza. Okay. So Evelyn, if you don't want this because their heads are cut off a little bit, let me know. But there's still some useful things. Okay. Then I have this is another one. Panels are horrible because things are always cut off, but there's still some stuff there you could use. So let me see. Stash building is the best workout. Keep life balanced. I'm too sexy for my fabric. The packing packing priorities of a fabric fanatic. All right, let's see. I have Jane Massengill. Okay, let me go back and read the comments. Kids paper. Okay. Okay, Linda ABC. For the paper. Okay, then I have some jumbo rickrack trim. So, Joanne Garbarini. Okay, and then I've got some more black rickrack trim left over. I've got Betsy Peterson. Okay, let's see. And then I've got a charm pack here, Flower Power Charm Pack. And it landed on Ann Lindenmeyer. And I got a couple more trim. I don't know what else. Those you guys have already got. Oh, here's some more. Okay, I think. Oh, well, I'll see if you guys want that. Okay, let me see. Then I have, okay, so I've got some linen rickrack here. Victor, I don't know. I think you got something already, but it landed on you, so I don't know. I have no memory. Then I've got some black rickrack here, and I've got Linda Van Diver. Okay, then I've got some dingle balls or pom-poms or whatever you want to call them. Susan Adams. And then I have some trims, a bundle of trims. I have Barb Stoebner, Barb Stoebner. I have some upholstery samples here, but you can make like pin cushions, or there's some really pretty good sized pieces in here. So if you want the upholstery samples, just type upholstery samples. I know, Betsy, I'm really trying. It doesn't matter, Linda Van Diver. I can't keep track of anything, but thank you for being honest. Richard, I miss you too. I know. Let me know when you guys are coming up here, or else I might have to, maybe Raj and I'll make a trip over to you guys, and then we could go wine tasting or something. Okay, I've got, so many of you. Carolyn's the first one. That was quick typing, Carolyn G. Okay, and then I have, if anybody wants these, they're like useless to me. It just clutters up my world. But sometimes they think I want all these samples, but you could pull them off. I mean, you could just store them if you thought you wanted to store something like that. But you could pull them off and then use them for your scrappy quilts. So these totally pull off. They are, let's see if they'll go on the scrap tape. 25, 1, 2, 3. Yep. They're like 3.5 inches. So they totally would. All those will go on your scrappy tape. Oh, that's a good find. I should have kept it for my demos because I might not have enough scraps around here. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to scroll. Okay, if you don't want all of these, let me know. Otherwise, Connie Wiggins is the winner. Connie Wiggins. And that is, well, what's in here? Nope, these ones won't come off the board. Roger's scrolling, so you guys might have a really good view of the wall. These ones don't come off, so these ones we might just have to throw away. Okay, so that is, I do have 8 minutes left. Okay, I got some auction items. Okay, hang on, I got some auction items, guys. I know you love this. So I have not very many. I'm always trying to clean up. If you're new to watching, so stuff just gets, along with stuff being taken from my backyard, stuff gets dumped off at our backyard. So we end up with random stuff all the time. I'm not even going to tell you the weirdest thing that we have pulled out of a bag, because sometimes I don't have time to go through the bags. So we do auction style stuff if I only have one. so that it's fair to all you guys. So here is a bag of elastics, S800 for $3. And there's some leather straps in here too. So you've got some leather stuff that'd be cute as a tie on a gift bag. So here's just a bag of elastics, 2-inch knit elastics. A rubber band that's disintegrating, it looks like. I'm not going to put that in there. So it's just a bag, S800 for $3. S800 for $3 is a bag of elastic. So this is kind of a little bidding war for those of you who are new. You just type in S800 and how much you would be willing to pay for all that stuff in that bag. And then while you guys are doing that, I'm going to just bring out the next one we have is S802 for $3. And it comes with, it's super cute wrapped up, but it's a soft leather. Here's a little scrolly scroll. It says 36 inches by 44 inches and then some. So it's about a yard's worth of fabric and then a little few pieces extra. I'm not sure what it looks like. Somebody maybe made an Indian costume, maybe. It's a heavier fabric, kind of like a canvas. S802 is $3. And I'm pretty sure it totally was somebody's Indian costume at one point. So this is what it looks like. S802, $3. S802, $3. And all right, so let's see, we're at everybody's doing $3. Okay, you're gonna have to go up a little bit because you're all at $3. S802 is at $5. S802 is at $5. And then 800 is at 802 is at $6. 800 is at $3. And then I had to find a bag. I almost kept this because I think we're gonna do kits or something. But these are all kinds of trims and things. S801 is starting at $3. You've got all kinds of trims. Look at how cute this delicate one is. Oh, I should have saved this one for me. Look at how adorable that cute little, I think it's tatting, but I'm not positive. But that is adorable. Then there is a little bit of blue trim or yellow trim. You got a doily, it looks like, in here. Some more trim, just a whole bunch of stuff. Here's some fun pinks trim. Here's a yellow, kind of like a handkerchief doily. Some blue trim here. More of this beigey stuff. Looks like somebody cut this off of, I don't know what. And then let's see what else is in the bag. You've got some crappy little orange flowers, some like underwear trim. My mom didn't make me underwear, but my girlfriend's mom made us underwear, and she put this crazy itchy trim on it. Here's some more little flowers in there. Look how dainty and cute those are. Some little Christmas trim, some fringy black trim. I don't know how that got in this bag. And then a little bit of rickrack. So S01 is the trim. S01 is at $9 right now. What?
Nothing.
So if you want at 801, you're gonna have to bid more than $9. 801 is at $9. 809. 809. Evelyn, we don't have an 809. Okay, so Roger's ready to close this up. So we're gonna do 800 right now. 800 is $4. I'm seeing 800 is $4. 800 is $4. So 800, if you want 800, I've got 2 at $4. So you're going to have to go above that. Mel Glispie, 802. 802 is at $10. That's the Indian stuff. 801 is 800 is at $5. So Mary Mins, if you want 800, you have to go above $5. Okay, 802 is at $11. Okay, girls. You might as well just go like $10, add $10 on, and then you can, it's yours, and we don't have to go $1 at a time. Mary Mintz, 800 is at $5. 800 is at $5. Going once, going twice. 800 is at $5. Let's see if you want it before I can clean it up. 800 is at $5. Can you show the Indian stuff again? Yes. Okay, just a second, Dory. Okay, $5 to Linda ABC. Okay, the Indian stuff is right here. You have a piece of like a leather. They probably tied their belt or something maybe with it, but a piece of leather. And then it's about 36 by 44 and then some. So you've got these pieces here that were maybe like, I don't know, arms or something, or who knows what. And then it's a heavier fabric. It's kind of like a canvas. So S802 is for the Native American like fabric. 802, and let's see. 802 is at 802 is at $11. 802 is okay. Linda ABC. All right, Dory, type in if you want it. 802. I'm going to give you a minute because you're new. 802 is at $11. 800. Linda ABC, you already got 800 at $5. Okay. 802 is Linda ABC for $11. And then the trims, let's see what the trims, 801. 801 is at 801 is at $9. So if you want 801, if you want it, you have to bid more than $9. 801. I'm pretty sure that I didn't miss 801. Okay, 801 is at $9. So if you want it, type it in real quick while I'm cleaning it up. 801 is at $9.
Linda Brown, ABC, $10 for 801.
Linda ABC, I think you already had it for $9. Yeah, Linda ABC, you have it for $9. So if somebody else wants to outbid you, they can put in $10, but you already have it for $9. Okay. Linda ABC, $9. I have to keep you honest, Linda. All right. So that is Raji, he's killing all of us with them size. He's letting us know that we're 2 minutes over our time schedule.
Yeah, I got things to do.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We do have a free Zoom on Sunday from 1 to 4. We will call those of you who called and left your numbers that are new. We'll call you tomorrow and get your info. And we will not, it takes us a minute to get it all cut and shipped. So don't expect for it to ship out tomorrow because that probably will not happen. But Friday or Saturday, we'll try to get them all shipped. All right. Love you guys. Have a good night. Go sew something. Bye. See you Sunday at 1:00 for the free Zoom. And we post that link in Fabric Chick Stitch Along. But if you need to know more info, just let us know. All right. Bye. Bye. Bye.